what's going on, guys? So I know I don't do this a lot. I know I don't set up the camera just to talk, but I feel like there's a pretty big topic of discussion that's going on in the car scene, mainly the Subaru community. And I don't know, I thought it would be kind of cool just to speak on it just because I have this platform. I made a post on my story yesterday and it kind of went off. I think I got like 8,000 to like 10,000 views on the story alone in the last 24 hours. I just felt the need to voice my opinion on here, and if you don't want to hear it, I completely understand. You know, this again is just my opinion and I'm just talking because I want to. I'm just a normal guy like everybody else, so my opinion doesn't matter, but at the same time I just wanted to say what I have to say. Getting onto that topic, I guess I'll start off by talking a little bit about myself just so that you guys have some understanding of why I'm even speaking on this subject. I'm gonna start off by saying, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Kai. I drive a 2020 Subaru Series White WRX. I also have a 2003 Lexus 2GS. Has a GT swap in it, but that's besides the point. Most of you guys follow me for my Subaru content and also my friends as well. One of them has a wide body authentic Veris kit. The other one has a stock body Veris BRZ, and then Arrow, he has a TRD 86 as well. Those three guys, those are my best friends. They are what you guys see in all these videos. If you guys haven't watched them already, I just drive a stock body Subaru. So some background on me and my Subaru and the whole process of me building it. I got this Subaru back in 2020, brand new, straight off the lot, bone stock. I've now owned it for a little bit over 5 years. I got it in May of 2020, so it is now, what, September, end of September. So yeah, I've had it for a pretty long time. The first 3 years of owning my car, I was playing collegiate football, so I didn't really have much time to build it, nor did I have money to build it. The first year of having the car, it was static on some extreme lows, had 30K springs on it. Pretty decent fitment. It was not crazy low. Honestly, I thought it was a nice little setup. At that time, it was pretty much almost full bolt-ons already on ethanol, so it was quick for what it was. Fast forward 4 years after that first year, I've had maybe 8 to 9 wheel setups on it. I'll probably put a few of the clips or pictures of the wheel setups all right here. I've honestly touched almost everything on that car, whether it be the engine bay, interior, suspension, and trunk. In the 5 years of owning it, I probably went to maybe 10 to 11 shows in total. My first show being in 2021, like a full year after I got the car. When it comes to my Subaru, a lot of my inspiration comes from the builds in Japan. Back then, I used to watch a lot of like the Wreckfest and Stance Nation videos that were in Japan back in like high school and middle school. And seeing all those cars, you know, a lot of them, if you haven't noticed, are stock body with custom touches all around and just very minimalistic but super clean and proper. And honestly, that was my biggest motivation on building my car. That's why I haven't bought a wide body kit. That's why I haven't, you know, done all this other extra stuff on the exterior. I've done a lot of custom stuff like my mirror caps. You guys don't know, my mirror caps are molded from a OEM mirror cap. There's a reason why M-style mirror caps are mass produced now. Also, I've never strayed away from the vision and what I wanted my car to be from the very beginning. So if you think that I only care about real parts, or you think I'm only ranting about this topic just because like I want to win shows or whatever it may be, I promise you, I couldn't care less. If I wanted to win shows, I would have bought a wide body Veris kit from the jump. I would have took out all my camber, and I would have made it super proper so that from a judge's point of view, it's a catalog car and how it should be. You guys probably don't know unless you followed my Instagram page from like the very beginning, from like before 1,000 followers, but I used to get so much hate for cambering my car. At that point, my car was static already. I think I was maybe at like -8 to -10 degrees all around pretty much. And once I went past that and I got to like -16 with my second wheel setup, I got the most hate you can ever imagine. I get it, you know, the stance and the whole fitment side of things aren't some people's cup of tea, which back then I didn't understand. I used to just go off and try to like pretty much explain myself on why I built my car the way I wanted to build it, and that was just me being young and immature. I used to try to defend myself, and nowadays, you know, me being 25 now, I realize I can't please everybody. Not everybody's gonna like what I've done to my build and understand why I wanted to build the car the way it is now. Like I said, I'm not even close to where I want the car to be. I think it's probably gonna take another maybe 2 years to fully complete my vision of how I want my Subaru. And where I'm at today in life, I do understand that cars aren't everything. My main priority back then when I first got the car was building the Subaru, and I mean, I look back at it now and I realize how dumb I was. I realized like I should have saved a lot of my money. And don't get me wrong, this isn't me saying that I should have bought cheaper parts or replica parts so that I wouldn't have spent all this money. No, I just think that I probably could have took a lot more time, you know, throughout the process and not have rushed like this journey, I guess you could say. At one point, like every paycheck that I get would go straight to the car. I didn't really do much else besides the car. I didn't buy clothes. I didn't, you know, go on trips. I didn't do anything else really if it required money, because I wanted to spend all my money on my Subaru. And this is where I'm gonna say that I understand that people are different. People have different mindsets. People are in different financial situations. People take pride in different things, but for me personally, when it comes to building a car, honestly, when it comes to doing anything that I do in life, I honestly try to be the best at it. Whether that be work, whether that be lifting, whether that be football, whether that be my car, building my car, I just feel like if I'm not trying to be the best or do it to the best of my abilities, then I'm wasting my time. And I completely understand that, you know, some people don't think that way. Some people just want to participate. Some people just want to have fun. To me, it's like, if I'm gonna do something, I want it to be to the best of my ability, and I want to be proud of what I'm doing and what I'm building. And I think that stems from me playing football, just because in this football community, if you guys haven't noticed, there's not a lot of full Asian players in general, let alone defensive backs. I think at the time when I was playing collegiate football, I was the only Division 1 full Asian player. I'm not sure about that, but I definitely think I was the only full Japanese defensive back playing in Division 1 football. Not a lot of people believed in me growing up. Not a lot of people believed in my dream of making it to the NFL. Obviously, that dream didn't get fulfilled. I'm not playing in the NFL. I've never played in the NFL, but I mean, I look back at it now and I do realize that, like, I accomplished a lot. I'm proud of my accomplishments. I'm very grateful that I got the opportunity to play collegiate football, and especially for my home state. I got to play in front of my parents. I got to play in front of pretty much all the people of Oahu and Hawaii in general. So, like, I don't know, just being able to represent Hawaii really meant a lot to me. And I think from there, I took that same pride and that same, mentality of trying to be the best I could be, and I took it into building my Subaru. Not only do I take a lot of pride in myself, but I also take a lot of pride in the car scene. I know for a fact that there are guys just like me who put just as much effort and pride into building a car and, being proud of what they built. If you guys couldn't tell, I really try my hardest to expose and showcase the builds out here in Hawaii. I know a lot of people don't understand and think that there's all these crazy and sick builds out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, but the reason why I bust my ass at shows, at car meets, I host car meets, I've even given awards at car meets just to kind of give back to the community. You guys can tell by the videos, I really do try my best when it comes to editing them, when it comes to filming them. I try to give everyone an opportunity, especially the builds that I enjoy and I appreciate and that I respect, have their little segment in my videos when it comes to shows and car meets. I do this because back when I used to watch all these, car show videos when I was a little kid, I always thought, like, damn, I really hope that my car is in one of these videos when I get older. I do not make money off of these YouTube videos. 80% of my videos have copyrighted music that don't allow me to monetize them. And that's not the point, because I don't really care to monetize my videos. I want my videos to use the music that I think suits those clips the best. I always want to use music that I think everyone can relate to. When it comes to car shows and car events, I try to talk to everybody. Everyone that wants to come up and talk to me, they by all means are welcome to. I don't think I've ever told somebody, like, I'm busy or I can't talk right now. I really try my best to, say hi to everybody and really to just give everyone, like, the time of day, you know what I mean? And honestly, I think that's the reason why people take this whole replica versus authentic parts so seriously. People are very prideful, and I feel like a lot of people respect what they do, so when something is done half-ass or just not properly, if that makes sense, it just doesn't rub them off the right way. And I'm gonna say it again, I follow a whole bunch of builds and cars with replica kits. It's never about the person. If you have a replica kit and it is still to a very high standard, it is still well put together, it is still attention to detail, then it's a sick build. There's a whole bunch of replica kits out there and guys on replica wheels that have really nice builds if you look at it as a whole. It's the ones that get these replica kits and then fake flex it, acting like they have the real deal, or rage baiting, or making cringy videos for TikToks, or saying and giving the excuse that they don't want to spend the money because why would I do that, when in reality it's like, dude, you spent $9 grand for a fake one. You could have just waited a little bit for the real one. It's never about the money, honestly, when it comes to these parts. This is where it gets tricky, just because I feel like in today's society, everyone is so afraid to voice their own opinions and say what they want to say. This whole respect all builds thing, I just think that, like, why should somebody lower their standards and not voice their opinion just because someone doesn't want to get their feelings hurt. To me, that doesn't make sense. I, as a person, I'm very blunt. I'm very straight up. If I say something or if I don't like something that I see, I'm gonna let it be known, to be honest. If you look back at any Wreckfest Japan videos or any Stance Nation Japan videos, you will not see a replica kit. You won't see replica wheels. All the cars there are flawless or mint. You don't see dents in any of the body panels. You don't see any cars at the show that you would look at and be like, why is this in the why is this in here, you know? And again, I'm not trying to bash anybody, you know. I understand when it comes to builds, people are at different stages of it. Some guys just started, some guys are midway through, some guys are finished. But for me, I would never bring out my car to a car show or to a high caliber event if I knew my car wasn't ready. To be honest, I think these high caliber shows, they're the ones that should be regulating that, and also be hiring judges that understand and know what they're looking at. I don't think it's the people's fault or the people that build these cars' fault that the replica kit beats a authentic kit at a show. I think it's the judge's fault. But to be honest, I really feel for the guys with authentic kits, or people that put the time and money into sourcing and then waiting for rare parts and just like authentic kits or wheels or parts in general. Just because you have a guy that will wait 12 months for a Varus kit, spend 15 grand for a Varus kit, and then it'll lose to a replica kit that there's 1,000 of. And that's not either of them's fault. That's the person judging the show's fault for not understanding what they're looking at. At the same time though, that goes right back to the point where you would never see these fake kits or fake wheels or just pretty much any mediocre, I don't want to be mean, but any of these improper builds at a show in general back then, 5 to 10 years ago. And then one point that people will bring up is, well, I don't want to spend 15 grand for a kit when I can buy it for 9 grand, or why would I spend all this money on a real kit when I can get it for cheaper? And my answer to that is standards. Get it, some people don't hold themselves to a higher standard or don't care enough to hold their build to a higher standard, which is completely fine. And that's honestly why the quality of the car scene nowadays is just not there. It's just not how it was. Also, not to mention the whole excuse of not wanting to spend the extra 4 to 5 grand for the real thing or the real part. Let's be real, guys. If you've just saved up for the next 2 to 3 months, maybe a little bit more, you most likely could have just got the real thing. Most often or not, that excuse for not wanting to spend that much money is just an excuse. I remember when all the GMRs came out, when they were replicating like WEDs or emits or any type of work wheels, I believe they were only like maybe $1,000 cheaper than the actual authentic version of it. And in my head, I'm thinking like, you couldn't just save up $1,000 over the course of how many ever days it took you to just get the real deal? Like I said, I've had over 8 to 9 sets of wheels, and every single one of them I got pretty much for a deal. I bought most of them all on Marketplace besides my TEs I bought brand new, and all the wheels that I bought I've sold for either just as much as I bought them for or for a profit. So no, you're not wasting your money when you're buying authentic parts. There's a lot of parts on my Subaru that are rare and discontinued, and if I were to sell them, I would be selling them for more than what I bought them for. Like I said, I understand some people just don't want to spend money on their cars like that. Some people have other hobbies and other passions, and I get it. But that is the reason why the car scene is just so mediocre nowadays. That's why there's all these companies and replica brands imitating, authentic parts. People say you're chasing clout for buying the real thing. It's like, no, you're chasing clout if you're buying the replica kit and then flexing like, your car is top tier or that your car is the real deal, when in reality you're taking away from the actual authentic brand that created it and designed it, and you're giving back to a company that is just mass producing them for profit. Replica kits, especially like the Fly One Motorsports kit, I promise you it's not the same, not anywhere near the same quality as a true Varus kit. Varus kits are hand molded, guys. I don't know if you guys understand that. I'm pretty sure that there's less than 40 true wide body Varus kits in the US alone. I can almost guarantee you that there's probably around a couple hundred to maybe even 1,000 fake ones nowadays. And this replica kit has only been out for what, 2-3 years? So the guys with these fake kits and these replica parts are the ones that are rage baiting, the ones that are making cringy reels and TikToks just for views and followers. And then they go back and say, I built the car for myself, why would I spend that much money on a kit? It's like, no, you built the car so that you can make these rage bait videos and clickbait TikToks so that you could get followers and views. They kind of just contradict themselves. I think where people go wrong is when they buy a replica kit or a fake part, whatever it may be, wheels, kit, no matter, and then they fake flex that they have the real deal. There's a whole bunch of people that put, you know, work center caps on replica wheels, that put, you know, Barris stickers on, you know, replica kits, obviously, and yeah, I just think that's where it kind of goes wrong. I'm gonna say this again, it's not about the replica parts most of the time, it's about the person that's building it. I follow a whole bunch of people that have builds with replica parts on it, and they are some of the most nicest and genuine people I've ever met on Instagram. Not to mention, these shows have to get better judges. Like, that's, I think, the biggest takeaway that I can give for this video, just because look at what started this whole topic of conversation. It was Jay Tran. If you guys don't know who he is, he has a super sick Barris wide body STI. I'll put a picture right here, but I guess he ended up losing a competition to a replica kit, replica wide body. Really, if you compare these two cars side by side, I'm not trying to, you know, bash anybody, but there is absolutely no way that that car should have beat Jay's car. And I think Jay's Subaru all around is probably one of the most done up Subarus like out there in the show scene right now. If you haven't seen both of his builds are top tier. So I mean, for a judge to walk around the show, see both of those cars, that was the outcome, it kind of just, it's crazy to me. I completely understand though. I've definitely, you know, got second and third place in shows where I thought that, you know, I probably should have won, but at the end of the day, I don't care. I entered these shows so that I can record content. I entered these shows so that I can see everybody and talk to everybody there. The biggest reason and my biggest, you know, source of joy when it comes to being at a show is when people come up and say that they watch my videos or that they love my car, that they've been following me for a long time, you know, and that's honestly the reason why I go there, is so that I can inspire the people that come to these shows and want to see these sick cars. I think that's another reason why I care about the quality and standard of a car show. I hold car shows to a high standard because if I were to go to a car show, I would want to leave that car show being like, holy cow, that was some sick ass builds in there. I wouldn't want to leave a venue thinking to myself after spending 80 or how much ever it is for a ticket to enter the venue, thinking, damn, like that was a waste of time. That was a waste of money. There was not any cool builds there, or there was half was cool builds and half was shitty builds. If I'm gonna be a part of something, I want it to be top tier. Personally, it would suck to hear like, yeah, I went to whatever show and it just wasn't that great. You know what I mean? That just doesn't sit right, especially if I'm entering that show. But yeah, my whole goal for this YouTube and, you know, for making content is I want to be able to put on for everybody. I want, you know, everyone to feel like they are a part of something, especially the people here in Hawaii. We have so much sick builds and really proper and authentic cars out here. I don't know if everyone was like me in the past and we used to watch all those car show videos of the cinematics and B-rolls. I used to watch that non-stop all throughout high school. Being that I'm finally making them now, it's pretty surreal. And I know people with a lazy mind think like, you only have 2,000 subscribers or you don't have a big following, you're making this content for nothing, but it doesn't matter, man. Like, I feel like if you bash somebody for trying, then you're the problem. You're the person that's worried about someone else chasing their dream. So, I mean, whatever it may be, you know, if you have fake parts, if you don't have the same mindset as me, it's okay. You know, everyone is different. But this is just my opinion. I'm probably gonna end it there. I've been talking for a whole hour. I'm obviously gonna cut this up and make sure that I don't, you know, run your guys' head off. But yeah, that's just where I'm at. That's just where my mindset is at. And I just feel like I cared enough to voice my opinion. So if you guys are still here, if you guys are still watching, thank you for watching. A lot more sick content to come in the future. There's not too much car shows for the ending of this year, 2025. So most of it is gonna be a lot of lifestyle videos and just, you know, good times with my friends. So yeah, we are definitely gonna still do some car content. Most likely gonna book a lot of shoots just because I want to practice getting cinematic shots and I want to practice making like cinematic videos of cars. So yeah, that's gonna be on the agenda for the rest of the year. Like I said, thank you for watching. I get it. If you guys don't agree with my opinion, leave it down in the comments. You guys can let me know. I'm not gonna be hurt if you guys don't agree with me. But yeah, thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the future.